Fly Affair Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Once again, back.
To Lyrical Content, your #1 hip-hop feed.
There's no holding back in hip-hop.
So why should we? Highlighting the raw edge of battle rap and the raw elements of hip-hop.
Don't miss it. Lyrical Content.
And the magnificent.
Yeah. Welcome back to Lyrical Content with your host, JB and the Film God. And I'm here with a special guest. I'm not even going to waste no time. I want you to welcome Mr. Fly Guy.
What's happening?
What's going on, brother?
Chilling, man. Glad to be back.
Welcome back for part 2.
Part 2, yeah.
Right. So let's get right into it.
All right.
Genius Land, it's the last project.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A lot of girl, female friendly type of records.
Yeah.
Now, that's cool and all, but for the spitters, it seemed like you gave us Masterpiece.
Right.
Was that a planned follow-up? Like, no, that's the name, I had it already.
Yeah, that was definitely the plan, the intention, coming off of a very female-friendly project. I was like, okay, well, now for the next one, this is going to be more for, like, the people that like lyrics.
The lyricists.
For the lyricists.
Because you had so much double entendres in there, and,
yeah.
And oh, my God, we had to really, we're going to get into that. off the mic, off air, you mentioned that you don't punch in.
No. I hate punching in.
You hate punching in
because I feel like you lose the flavor and the delivery. Even if it's just you punching in one word, it's not. To me, it always sounds different than the rest of the rhyme. So I'm like, like I control the words. The words don't control me.
Right.
So let's take it back from the top.
Is that because you're so much in the pocket? Because when you rhyme, if the beat breathes, it's because you allowed it to breathe.
Exactly.
It's not like these new kids where I'm not dissing them, but it's like ABC, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? With you, it's like it's in the pocket, and if the beat breathes, it's because you allowed it to breathe.
Well, that comes from not writing down my lyrics. Like I haven't physically written a rap verse since 2006.
Right.
So I do it all the shit is in my head, and I know people like to say that, I do it in my head, like because it sounds cool. But I literally, like, once I started doing that 12 years ago. Like the flows became better. I was more in the pocket, like you say. I was more in pocket because I didn't have to worry about margins and lines. And when you get to the end of a page, now the bar should end here, and then the next line should start here. It's like, no, this is just gonna flow like water.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it, man. Shine.
Yeah.
The first track.
Yeah.
Off Masterpiece.
Yeah. I had to start with that one. That one features my man Lucian White.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all live instrumentation. It's very soulful. It's very groovy.
What the Prodigy line, right? It gave me goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
The Prodigy line, it gave me goosebumps. Maybe because I miss him so much.
Right.
Right, and I feel like I didn't appreciate him enough when he was here.
Prodigy was incredible.
Incredible. I have something I say where he died underrated. Wait, no, he was underrated, but he died appreciated.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
But but that shit always happens, man. Like people always like to appreciate artists after they pass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they want to go back and download all their music or, post their pictures of, but like where was this appreciation while they were alive?
Right.
So and Prodigy he literally lived up to his name.
Yeah.
Like one of the dopest, I think, lyricists hip hop has ever seen.
And his book and the audio version of it was just so legendary because that's his voice and his cadence, and no one had Prodigy voice and how he delivered. Right. So it was just great hearing him tell stories.
Yeah.
And like hip hop stories and things like that. How did Prodigy, like, how did he influence you in your music, especially coming up from New York, even though it's two different boroughs? But
I mean, just he was just always gritty with his rhymes. Like he was consistent his entire career. Like he never, even on the record they did with 112, the Hey Love joint, he was still like gritty on that, even though it was technically a love song or whatever. But he was just always one of the first MCs that I really took a liking to his style wise.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't like the greatest lyricist, like as far as we want to be like technical bar for bar, but his flow, his delivery, his content, everything was just like unfuckwittable.
Yeah. Do you have a cool P story? Like
I mean, I didn't know him personally, but
but not even personally, because sometimes when we growing up, right, you hear a certain record that take you to a place. You know what I mean?
The on the Infamy album, there was that album that when I was in college, when I was at FAMU, shout out to FAMU, the record on there called Burn, or AKA The Learning. That was one that always stuck out. That was like the one when that record came on in the club, I lost my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was one that that really stuck out to me. But the thing about Shine, about the Prodigy line in Shine, is I was actually in the studio when I heard that he died. So because I know, like, you know, producers, they send me beats or whatever, and I don't pre-write, you know, the lyrics. I do everything in the moment. So I'm sitting there looking at the story about him passing, and I got to go, you know, create this verse in my head. So when I'm because I like to mumble in the corner to myself, as I'm coming up with the lyrics, that's how the Prodigy line came about. Because I just literally like, damn, Prodigy just died, and then went and did that line, put it in a verse, and recorded the song.
And then it ended up being the first song off the album.
Yeah.
In Shine, you mentioned your mom, right? Still being mad at you for dropping out.
Yeah, dropping out.
Like, is that still real?
I think she's all right now. I think
you think she's all right? Because, I mean, you fly guy now.
I think she's cool with it now.
Right. So, but earlier coming up, though, being a DJ, first being a rapper.
Right.
A lot of people don't know you was a rapper first.
Right. Way before DJing.
Way before DJing.
Yeah.
Right? You was in a group and all of that.
Yeah.
Right? You was in a group. What's it call it? So, your mother, right? Coming up, she was hard on you. Yeah. Like trying to rap and DJ.
I mean, I'm Guyanese, so you know, any West Indian household, you know what it is when you try to do anything career-wise that's not, you know, the society standard of what you should do. Go to college, graduate, get a degree, and get a 9 to 5. You know, they wanted me to be a lawyer, wanted me to be a doctor, wanted me to be an engineer, whatever. So me going to her at 19 years old saying I'm about to drop out of school and move back to New York because I'm trying to rap.
Hell no.
Yeah, it didn't sit well. So. But you know, but eventually, I mean, she knows that I've always been a person that when I put my mind to doing something, I'm gonna accomplish it,
right?
Regardless of what it is. So I think she believed in that. She was like, "Oh, hey, well, let's let it play out. Let's see what happens."
Yeah.
And you know, I think she's cool with the way things have panned out.
Right.
Yeah. So
I mean, shoot, you back and forth from Miami to LA to here to there. I mean, shit.
You know, so for somebody like me who is scared of flying, because I'm scared of flying, I'm always on the fucking plane.
Right.
It makes no sense.
Every weekend. On these long flights to
LA, Japan, Switzerland. You know. So yeah.
How you fly guy? What you afraid to fly?
That's the complexity of life, man. That's
right.
Yes, I don't understand it either.
Your I want to call him your brother, because that's the word that came to mind, but it's like your brother, Michael Garner. That's
Mike. Yeah.
Right, Mike. Like what position he plays? Like what roles that he played in your career, like or in your life, period? Because y'all seem so close.
I mean, Mike's like he's definitely like a big brother to me. I mean, he's changed my life from a DJ standpoint. You know, he gave me he welcomed me into the Headliner family, you know, a few years ago. And put me on a big stage and gave me opportunities that I never thought I would have as a DJ. You know, coming from DJing at the Cleveland or Happy Hour and shit like that.
Right.
You know, and now having opportunities to spin at, you know, 2 of the top 10 clubs in America, which is Living Story, is incredible. And that's all because of Mike.
Yeah.
So I'm always gonna be loyal to him.
First time I seen you, I mentioned this to you before. The first time I seen you, I actually met. I don't even know if you remember. It's been so long. But it was at the Viceroy.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's when you was DJing at the Viceroy.
Club 50, yeah.
The
Viceroy, yeah.
Yeah, and I did a fashion show there. And we actually did it in the restaurant.
Yeah.
That's the first time I met you. So let's do it. Track 2.
Right or Wrong.
Right or Wrong.
Yeah.
I chased the almighty dollar like a church plate.
Yeah.
That line.
Yeah. Still out here chasing, you know, trying to get this pay. Because at the end of the day, it's all about survival and what do you need to survive besides food? You need money.
Right.
You know, so it's like, but I'm chasing the dollar with integrity though, in a good way. Staying true to my art, staying true to what speaks to me.
Yeah.
And not doing any and everything just for $1 because all money's not good money.
Mm-hmm.
So within what I think is important, you know, what I value, what my morals believes in, that's how I'm chasing $1.
Facts. Yeah. I love that line. That line was polished. It was perfect. Now that hip hop is what, 42, 43?
About like 45 years old.
What, 45? Somewhere like that?
Yeah.
So hip hop is grown now, right? Do you think there's a place for the grown hip hop, the adult contemporary hip hop? Like,
hell yeah, I think this is the time that we're living in right now. This is the era of adult contemporary hip hop. You know, this is the era where you can be mid-30s, early 40s, late 40s, and put out content and it be like critically acclaimed and successful and commercially, you know, acceptable. I don't think that's ever existed before.
Right.
You know, like nobody was trying to listen to, you know, a 40-year-old rapper 10 years ago.
Right.
Like, if you think about it now, like Ross is 40.
Eminem,
45.
everybody, like
Jay-Z's 47.
Right.
And they're still putting out incredible bodies of work. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, because we've always had this thing about, you know, hip hop is a young man's game. It's a young whatever.
I was gonna ask you that. Yeah.
I think now is the time where it's more balanced now, and you see that, okay, as you age and get older, the content and the things that you absorb and consume has to age with you.
Exactly.
And you learn to appreciate that more. And I think that's the era that we're in right now. So that's how I classify my music, adult contemporary rap music.
Yeah, because me, you know, touching 30, 31, like, I need this kind of rap in my life.
Right.
Even when I was younger, I did consume this kind of music as well. Like, and when I say this kind of music, I'm talking about the bar heavy. I'm talking about the music sounding so, it's not cut and paste. It's not just 3 samples or whatever, or 3 instruments. It's actually music.
Yeah.
Being played. Like, I'm listening, I'm hearing I heard that Mike Garner in the ad-lib.
Yeah.
That was him in the ad-lib.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So I'm listening. I'm used to listening to bars, listening to the instruments and feeling that vibe, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I definitely got that from this album.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the younger kids now, they can't appreciate this as well, because you have the songs with the bounce, because you're a DJ, so you know they need bounce.
Well, yeah.
But it didn't seem like he was seeking for it, like he was looking for it, like he was trying to get it. I need that girl record.
No,
I don't even think you had a girl record.
I didn't force anything. You know, because I'm a DJ, I understand why the generation that we're in now of the popular hip hop, why it works. I get it. I understand we're in the vibe era now. As opposed to in the 90s, we were in the lyrics era, right? So I get it. But now I think what's happening now is there's more of a balance, and everything has an opportunity to achieve and to thrive.
Yeah.
So that's really all it is.
The second verse, right? All the verses was dope, but the second verse for Right or Wrong, what was your thought process on that verse? Because you went in on that verse.
Thought process was, I mean, the whole song in general is just me saying that I know I'm a person that makes a lot of mistakes still, and that I'm still trying to learn from them, and you know, sometimes I do right, sometimes I do wrong, but the goal is always to get better.
Yeah.
But in that verse, I had a lot of frustration when I was doing that song. That's why the delivery of it is so aggressive, because I was kind of angry at the time when I made it. But it was just like,
why were you angry at the time?
I mean, the industry that I'm in makes me angry all the time, man. This nightlife business is crazy, man. This shit is fucked up. You know, it doesn't matter how glamorous it looks on social media, on Instagram. It's a lot of stress to deal with. But
what is the fly guy stress? Not to cut you off, but what is the fly guy stress? Because most people would look at you and say, man, you in Live, you in Story, you traveling, you touring the world. Like, what is the fly guy stress?
I mean, how about, for one, let's just talk about like losing my hearing. My hearing is not where it was 5 years ago.
Right.
You know, because 6 days a week, sometimes 7, my ears are being, you know, subjected to loud. And I'm talking not, you know, everybody, we all party, we all go to clubs. So yeah, the music is loud, but I'm in the booth and I have speakers next to me right here that are taller than me, that are bigger than me. And in order for me to do my job right, I need to hear the shit loud. Right. So I'm cranking the volume on that. So it's almost like a catch-22. Like, I need to hear the music at a crazy level in order for me to do my job right. In order for y'all to have fun, I gotta feel right. But the cost of that is me having this 24-hour a day ringing in my ear going on. And then now people talking to me and I'm like, huh? And I notice myself saying, huh? What'd you say? I'm noticed the TV volume gotta be louder. The car volume gotta be louder. Like, it's constant. So that's one of many different issues coming from that, you know. That's
funny, because I wouldn't even expect that, you know, that kind of answer, because that's serious. That's true. Yeah. That's so true. All right, let's move on to Come Up.
Well, hold on, because I want to say something about Right or Wrong. That it was produced by my man Illa, the producer, who's on the Kent Jones, Cool and Dre Epidemic camp. And if you've been reading up on Illa, the producer, he just produced 2 records on Eminem's Kamikaze album.
Oh, dope.
That were #1 and #2 on iTunes. And he also just produced the diss record to Machine Gun Kelly, Kill Shot.
So the song that Eminem dissed Machine Gun Kelly on. He made that.
He produced, the same guy who produced Right or Wrong for me produced that.
And he produced the MGK diss as well.
Not not MGK's diss. He produced.
I think he did.
He did?
I think so.
I didn't see that.
Because I seen the MGK interview and they asked him about it. He was like, yo, well, you got the same producer that produced Eminem diss towards you. Not the Kill Shot, the one on the album.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll say, maybe, I mean.
You know what I mean? But who knows? But shouts out to him, though, man.
Yeah, Illa's incredible. And he's Guyanese like me, so respect to my country.
Hey. The Come Up. That's with, what's his name?
David Lynn.
Yeah. Cool guy, cool kid.
Yeah, produced by Miami Beat Wave. Shout out to Brandon.
Shouts out to Brandon. Didn't we say who made Shine?
Oh, Lucian, the guy who sings on it. He made
Lucian.
that. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
That's how incredible he is.
Damn.
And it's all live instruments, everything, all live.
Okay, so on the Come Up, you said there was a time you were suicidal.
Yeah.
Now people do it just to go viral.
Yeah.
Do you understand how deep that line is? I know you wrote it, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
in a time like this, think about the space we're in right now. We're losing so much people to drugs, right? That's a mental issue. Suicide.
Yeah.
Even the people with so much money that you would think would never want to kill themselves.
Right. Nah, I mean, I definitely, that's the reason why I said it, because I know that it's mental health alone is a very taboo subject to talk about, not only as a man but as a black man in America. That we're always supposed to be the strongest individuals. We're not supposed to show any signs of weakness or vulnerability. And I actually not too long ago, a couple of months ago, I was a keynote speaker at a mental health gathering called the Communion Gathering. Shout out to Ashley Bianca Jones on that, and Matt Genius, where I sat in a room of strangers and I talked to them about, at one point, being suicidal and being depressed and dealing with the stresses of my job and shit like that. And I just wanted to. I've always been somebody that when I do music, I'm an open book. I don't really hide much.
Oh no, this album was open.
Yeah, like even if I have friends that I might not confide a lot in personally in conversation, you can listen to a song and be like, well, shit, I didn't know that. I would have never known that. And I've always been like that with music, because you put the beat on and then I'm like, let me just let it all out. So that's why the Come Up, I mentioned that on that.
So how you feel about people literally using like the mental illness and I'm feeling suicidal to sell records? Like Bow Wow, I follow Bow Wow, right? And every other week he's saying he's suicidal or he's this and he's that. And me, I literally tweet him and I be like, yo, are you okay? Like seriously, because this is not a joke. Like people is making fun of him, but this is not a joke.
It's not a joke.
Because you're gonna wake up one day and God forbid he commits suicide, and then now everybody is playing Bow Wow songs, and everybody is saying, yo, Bow Wow is this, Bow Wow is that.
Right.
Just like Mac. I mean, he didn't pass from suicide; he passed from overdose. Right. But now everybody is a Mac fan.
Even in that, like people been telling them for years, like, don't fuck with that lean shit. Don't, like, that shit can kill you. Like, so rest in peace to Mac Miller. I'll say something about Mac Miller. I sadly I never listened to his music before he died, and when he passed, and I went to iTunes and I started going through it, I was like, yo, this motherfucker was incredible.
Yo, watching TV with the sound off, that Red album with him sitting on the chair is fire.
Man, that's such a sad story, man. He was incredible. I had no idea.
Great producer, all that. Like the kid was fire, man. Yeah. So it's like, and we lost X Tentacion, even though it wasn't to mental illness or suicide, but he had a problem.
Yeah.
Right? He had a problem, and instead of the industry or somebody, not even the industry, but somebody trying to help these kids, I feel like they exploiting them.
Yeah. I mean, look at Chris Lighty. Chris Lighty killed himself. You would never think somebody responsible for so many incredible, legendary artists' success would kill himself at that level. But it makes you wonder, like, well, what is it? What could you possibly be going through at that level to make you want to do that? And you never know people's story. That's why I put that in that song, because you never know what somebody's going through behind the scenes and what internal struggles that they have to deal with.
At what point did you have that thought, like, I'm ready to end it? Like,
I was 26 or 27, around there. Not really doing shit. I just gotten divorced. I was married for 1 year. wasn't really working, didn't really have money, you know, nothing really. And I was just like, it was one of those nights. I was like, man, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, but thankfully I didn't, you know, obviously.
Did someone help you out of it? Did you think of something like, rest in peace, I know you lost your pops. Did you think about your pops?
Nah, I didn't think about him, but I thought about my mother, you know, because when my father died, she became my best friend. I'm her youngest child. So we became very, very close. And that was like the one thing that was like, you know what? I can't do that to her. Like, I'm not going to do that to her, you know. So that was enough to make me be like, get your fucking mind right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Damn, that's crazy because every time I'm about to do something stupid, I do think about my mom. I'm like, yo, man, they work too hard, man.
Yeah.
Your mom come from Guyana, right?
Hmm?
Right. So yeah, man, they work too hard.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next one. So track 4.
What's that? That's Sanctified
Sinner.
Sanctified Sinners, yeah.
That one is crazy.
Yeah, that's with Skrilla.
Skrilla.
Yeah.
If somebody got to die to make room on that Spotify, so be it.
You listen to you listen.
You understand me?
Yeah, right.
That is fire,
Cool.
son. That is fire.
It's crazy. I just read this article yesterday. Spotify is about to allow artists to upload their music directly to them.
I can't.
That's about to change the game.
What? I hope they do podcasts too. Cause
That's all. Even though like in the beginning stages, the beta stages of it, they're gonna select. They're gonna invite the artists who gonna do that. So not anybody. Like right now, anybody just can't do it. But I think eventually it's gonna get to that point.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. That's gonna change the game.
But yeah, Skrilla and my man Nova King sings the chorus. Nova King's an incredible vocalist from Pompano.
And who made the beat?
J-Rock.
J-Rock?
Yeah, the Rock Monster. He used to produce a lot for Po' Boy back in the day.
Oh, that was fire. It seemed like you and Skrilla was going at it. Like,
listen, I've always respected Skrilla, man. I think you want to talk about underrated MCs in South Florida? Like, that motherfucker is incredible.
Incredible, man.
Yeah. And I've been telling him for years, while I was telling his manager, Safe, I'm like, yo, I want to do a record with Skrilla. Like, you know, I tell him maybe 2 years or so, because I kept listening to his music, you know, because everybody brings me their music to play in the club.
Yeah.
So as I'm sitting and vibing with it, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker's dope. I got to do a record. Like, I got to do it. And then, you know, 2 years go by. A record with him wouldn't have fit on Genius Land.
No. This was perfect.
But when I heard that beat, immediately I'm like, I'm putting Skrilla on this, because it sounded cinematic, and he has a very captivating voice, you know, when he rhymes. So I'm like, you know what, I got the perfect beat, got the perfect concept. And then Sanctified Sin is about, you know, people who maybe we've done wrong in the past, and we're trying to get saved, or we're trying to save ourselves, or we're trying to, you know, ask God for forgiveness for the wrongs we've done.
But Skrilla said your favorite rapper dope, but it's probably in his nose.
In his nose.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Why be so lyrical and spit so much bars when it's underappreciated?
It's just, I think true artists stay true to what they do, and every artist has their strengths and their weaknesses. You know, some of us are better lyricists than beat pickers.
Right,
you know,
right.
Some of us can do it all. Some of us have great voices but whack lyrics, you know. So but I think whatever speaks true to yourself, you're gonna continue to do that and elevate that. And I think, you know, that's why he, like myself, stay on those bars.
When do you know when you wrote a fire 4 bars? Like, you know, when you write and you get that flow, and sometimes you're like, nah, that ain't it. Like,
well, because I, you know, like I say, I don't write, so everything
right.
comes to me in my head, you know, like I say, I'll be I'm standing in the corner mumbling to myself, and then I'll be like, "Ooh, shit."
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, it happens every now and then, but I can't remember one time I've like done a verse and then went back and changed it, you know, because I'm just like, whatever happens in this moment, this is what it is.
That's what you feel.
It's gonna be this. I'm not changing anything. I'm not rewriting or none of that shit. Like, whatever I come up with in this moment, and I immediately go into the booth and I lay it down, and then it's done. It's immortalized. There it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But that's just I don't think, you know, that works for everybody, but that's my approach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Things for you, right, could be so repetitive. Like, cause you pretty much have a schedule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have a schedule.
Yeah.
And you're DJing almost every night.
Yeah.
Artists is coming up to you, giving you beats, giving you music, things like that, right? It could be redundant, it could be stressful.
Yeah.
So how you find a clear headspace? Like, where do you find the fuel in a clear headspace to write? You know, and then get up and go DJ and entertain these people because they came for you pretty much.
Right. It's funny because I don't work on music until I'm actually in the studio. You know, so if I'm like, I had a session yesterday, like a 4-hour session, and I didn't get on the phone with anybody, I didn't answer any text messages, I didn't do, you know, whatever. Like, all I did was like post a little bit of a video, you know, from the session. But in those moments, and if it's a 4-hour session, 2 hours, 6 hour, I'm concentrating on creating music because I know when I leave there, I gotta go DJ or I gotta go, you know, do some other shit. So it's just when I'm in that moment, actually in the lab and getting busy. You know,
that's when you.
That's when there's a movie, right, called For Love of the Game. It's with Kevin Costner, and it's about him pitching in his last baseball game of his career. And there's this thing that he does while he's on the mound, he's getting ready to pitch, and he's like at an away game, and the crowd is like yelling at him and, you know, doing what crowds do when you know, when a visiting team is there. And every time he gets ready to pitch, he says this thing. He says, "Clear the mechanism." And what it shows is him tuning out all the noise and all the distractions around him to focus in on that pitch. So that's what I do when I'm in the studio. I clear my mechanism from the text messages and emails and people wanting to book me for gigs and all this shit, and I just literally focus on creating the music in that moment. So,
right.
Yeah.
I seen a few footage of you in the studio working on like 3 different beats at the same time.
Yeah, I was actually, well, with Masterpiece, it took me 2 months to do.
Mm-hmm.
And out of 8 records on, I did 6 records in one day. So
wow.
So I had like, you know, I had J-Rock, who did Sanctified Sinners. I had Nixon. I had DJ Illusion, who's the studio I record at, House of Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I had them all making beats simultaneously. So when the one would finish a beat, I would load it up, you know, go lay it down, and then all the features on the project, they all came to the studio because I don't believe in like sending verses back and forth.
Right.
And then, like, now you got to come to the lab.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna vibe together. We're gonna create this shit from the ground up.
I would love to see the making of, like, I hope you got some like footage, and we can see like the making of Masterpiece. 'Cause I think it would be fun.
Yeah, it's actually it's on my IGTV, I think.
No, that is the making of it, but I feel like we should have got a little bit more in depth with it. Like, it was dope.
Right.
Like, it was dope, but I think a lot of the talking you was doing should have been in the studio while y'all was recording, getting the feedback from, you know what I mean? But everything else, it was clean though.
Right.
It was perfect. I was like, damn, I was really entertained watching it. I like the way it was chopped and put together.
Maybe on the next one,
yeah,
we'll do more.
Messing with you probably chopped it up.
Nah. I got my man Kareem and Shaq from Conceptual Reality. That
oh, okay. Got you. Because I know you. You know what I mean? I know you multi-talented.
I do a lot, but I don't do everything. I can't do everything. I do a lot.
All right. So Summer Nights, a rapper turned DJ. That's a hybrid.
That's a hybrid.
That's hard too.
That's a double entendre for to Raw Money and Kent Jones' company is called Hybrid Music Group.
Oh, word.
So it was like, you know, just being on some rap shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a lot of rap shit. It was a lot of listen, a mumble rap fan wouldn't appreciate this album. I feel like you made this for the real hardcore hip hop fan.
Yeah.
Like dudes that listen to KRS-One.
Yeah, or
you know what I mean?
Dudes that listen to T.I. because T.I. is
yes.
a lyricist. So
yes. Scarface.
Scarface, I was about to say Scarface. You know, just people that just like lyrics. Lyrics and depth and subject matter, that's all.
Like I don't know if you ever heard this before, but I feel like some of your cadence is a little Coogee rap. Cause Coogee rap, he didn't try hard. Nah, he just sound dope.
That's well, thank you.
And that's
first of all,
right.
You.
You see what I'm saying? Because I'm listening to the tracks and I'm like, yo, his demeanor, he sounds so confident. Like he knows he's killing this shit.
I've been doing this shit a long time, Jay.
Like you know you killing this shit. Because I used to rap as well, so that's why I asked you the question about, you know, knowing when you write a dope song or a dope verse or, you know what I mean, that line that makes you say, oh, okay, everything else after this is going to be fire. Right? And you come off like that on everything. Like Summer Nights on the Block, park benches get high.
I appreciate it. I mean, this is something that I've worked years and years at perfecting.
Right.
And it's still not perfect, but, you know, I mean, I've been doing this shit for like 20 years. Like,
what block was you imagining when you was writing that? Was it Miami? Was it New
Nah,
York? Because I so much elements there.
Nah, it was definitely a block in Brooklyn. Church Avenue, yeah, in Flatbush.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can feel it. You can feel. I think I text you that, like, yo, I think this shit should be in New York. I think we should shoot that video in New York. Without understanding your concept is like, yo, every day is somewhere in Miami.
Yeah.
So we should probably do it in Miami. But when the beat comes on, I hear New York. I see New York. I feel New York.
It's a gritty beat. Definitely shout to Khalil. He's part of the hybrid Cool and Dre camp. He produced that shit, and it's definitely got that gritty feel. I mean, listen, I'm down to go to New York.
Yeah, I see b-boys in it. I see so much different things like when I imagine it. But we going off into nerdy production talk right now. So all right, let's bring it back. Save Me.
Mm-hmm.
Save Me. Now we getting
Save You.
Save You. Sorry.
Yeah, Save You. Yeah.
Now we getting real deep, right? The Marcus story.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you can relate to?
Save You is the first verse.
The first verse
is a combination of 3 friends from my childhood that all had those experiences that I put into one person, which is Marcus. So Marcus is a fictional character, but what I'm saying is taken from 3 of my friends' experiences and put into one story.
So the story is real. And then the second verse, you spoke about your cousin.
My cousin, myself.
Yourself. You having damn near, 3 abortions, you said? 2.
Yeah.
2 abortions. Is that something you regret now that you have a daughter? I think you mentioned a daughter as well on the album. Is that something you regret or...
definitely, I was like 18, 19 at the time, and, just living irresponsibly, and it's something that I thought about a lot over the years, a lot. But again, it's something that it happened, and I'm sure it's happened to many of us, and I was a little hesitant to put it in a song, but at the end of the day, I like to give people shit that they can relate to in some kind of way.
I was gonna ask you, what made you so vulnerable on this album? Like, this was probably your most vulnerable project to date.
I'm vulnerable because one of my older brothers, he's an author, among other things. And when I read his book, Gunshots in My Cook-Up, you should actually look that shit up if you're a real hip-hop fan.
Fire.
And it's about his life being of Guyanese heritage, growing up in Brooklyn and getting into the hip hop industry, and how all 3 of those experiences made him the man who he is, right? And in reading the book, he was so vulnerable in that and talked about shit that I never knew about, and that's my brother.
That's your brother.
And I was like, wow, like if he has the confidence and the lack of fear to be this open, then so can I. And we're both Tauruses, so I've always tried to emulate him anyway, growing up, style wise and demeanor wise. So when I was getting into finding my voice as an artist, as an MC, I was like, I'm gonna go the vulnerable.
Is that your brother that worked for the Source?
Yeah,
that's your brother that worked for the Source. So he's still currently writing.
Yeah.
So that's damn, that's dope. So that was always his passion.
Yeah.
Wow.
He actually just wrote a movie script. He just sold his first movie script.
Wow.
So he's the remaking Romeo and Juliet from the 1995 movie that Leonardo DiCaprio did. But it's gonna be all black cast, set in Brooklyn in the 80s with a hip hop undertone.
Oh, we gotta celebrate more authors, black authors, seriously.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he has so much legendary stories. That's why he was like, yo, if you're a real hip hop fan, check that book out.
Gunshots in My Cook-Up. He was there the night Biggie got killed. He was there.
Oh, wow.
He wrote the story on Tupac before Tupac died. He went to Haiti with the Fugees when The Score was the biggest fucking album in the world.
And all of that is in the book. Can we shout out the book one more time?
Gunshots in My Cook-Up.
And is it on Amazon?
It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. It's on everywhere.
Selwyn Seyfu Hines. Selwyn SELWYN SEYFUHINDS. Selwyn Seyfu Hines.
All right. So with a legendary brother that have so much stories, and you have so much strong influences around you, from your mom to everybody on Headliner, right?
Mm-hmm.
You found your place as not just a DJ, but you're a creative, right? Because you're doing music and fashion.
Yeah.
Let's get into that.
Yeah.
your clothing line.
Yeah, Never Not Fly.
Never Not
That's
Fly.
where the song Never Not Fly comes from.
Right. So that you've been
I
doing
like
this for a
segue,
while.
right?
You know
Segue,
you
right?
know where I was going with this.
So,
okay.
see what I did there, right?
So Never Not Fly. Right.
Yeah.
Yo, Raw Money.
Shout out to Rama. Yeah, that's the second. He's so dope. I have to put him on the album twice. That's because I really fuck with him.
Is it twice or 3 times? Isn't he
twice.
on the last song?
Nah, he's just no. That was a grammatical error. Yeah.
I was like, he sings too.
Yeah, nah.
Okay, all right. Let's take it back to Never Not Fly.
Yeah, nah. That's that's just that was the one record on there where I wanted to just be on some quote unquote fly shit.
Yeah.
Just get busy and
bossy and thing and yeah.
Yeah.
You was definitely that was the only track where you were bossy. Every other song you was like super lyrical, miracle, but in a good way.
Yeah.
That song you was lyrical too, but you was still bossy.
Yeah.
The braggadocious.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think we needed that.
We needed that, yeah. Just in case they forget.
Yeah. So I mean, we don't need a full breakdown of that song. We know what that is. Yeah. Go listen to Never Not Fly.
That's just some fly shit.
That's just some super duper fly shit.
Just shout out to Nixon on the tracks. My man Nixon did that.
But I think the full track list was perfect the way you did it, because after Save You, then we got Never Not Fly.
Yeah, because Save You takes like, if you really, that shit could take a lot out of you just listening to it. So I wanted to just, okay, let me just not give you a little.
Yeah, and let's go back to Save You real quick, because I just had a thought. We don't have storytellers anymore. You remember when you used to listen to every album growing up and it had a story or two?
Yeah.
Even a few skits to tie into it, but I think I appreciate the storytelling on this album. Yeah,
you know what I mean? On that song. I did that because like you say, a lot of the album is lyrical or whatever, but I wanted to tell at least one story and it be something impactful to the listener. So all right, so then we got to track 7, Never Not Fly. Y'all know what that is. Braggadocious, fly. The beat is hard. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Real hip-hop, real hardcore. Then we meet Boy Meets World.
Yeah. Boy Meets World is the last record on there.
The outro.
And it features David Lynn, the same kid that sings on the Come Up. That's him. David Lynn, yeah. Produced by Izzy Beats.
Shouts out to Izzy. I know Izzy. Yeah.
Like even with that story, like Izzy and David came to the studio and we were just trying to work on some beats, and he played that beat and I was like, I already know what I'm gonna do with this. So the ill shit about Boy Meets World, like the lyrics, I wrote those lyrics when I was 23.
Wow.
So for 14 years I never found a beat to go with that. I never put that song out because I never found a beat that went with the mood of that song, of that subject matter. So when I heard the beat, immediately I was like, oh shit, it took me back to 2003. And I was like, this is gonna be for Boy Meets World.
Do you write all your hooks, like even the singing ones? That's what I mean, because it's no. Okay.
No. Like I told Dave, I said, look, all I want in the hook is for you to say Boy Meets World.
But that's what I mean, like your direction. Like I feel like you give direction.
Yeah, I do give direction most of the time, and then I like to let the artists I collaborate with take it and run with it and create whatever they're gonna do with it.
Yeah.
So all I said was, as long as it says Boy Meets World in the chorus, cool, and then just do what you do. That's why I'm fucking with you anyway, because I know you're already dope. You're a dope writer already, so do what you do.
Oh, so you're not like overly protective of the project. No, like you let them do their thing.
I don't micromanage other artists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you're an artist yourself.
Oh, yeah, I'd be goddamn if somebody try to do that to me. So let me be great at what I do. I'm gonna let you be great at what you do, and then we're gonna put that shit together, and then the end result is what you hear.
Yeah. By the way, Boy Meets World and Shine could be in reverse. Like Boy Meets World could be the intro. And Shine could be the outro. Like when I was listening to it, and because I listened to the album a bunch of times. That's why I could quote so much lines, or whatever. But I was listening to it, and I was like, damn, if he really wanted to, Boy Meets World could have been the intro. And Shine could have been the outro, like, yo, come shine with me.
Right.
And Boy Meets World is like, I'm introducing you to my world. I'm introducing you, letting you know, like, all right, I'm here now.
Right. Well, the reason why it's the outro, I took that from early Jay-Z albums, where the album started with an up-tempo groove and it ended with something thought-provoking and mellow, and I like Reasonable Doubt and Volume 1 both ended like that. Started and ended like that. So that's why I chose that to be the last song on there.
Me and Chinks, I don't know if you remember Chinks, my homeboy, he used to be around us at the other show, still do, but we had a debate, right? Volume 1 or Blueprint 1?
Hove?
Yeah.
Volume 1.
Volume 1? You're a Volume 1 guy? Yo,
for me, I mean,
listen, we ran down the track list, and Blueprint got some bangers, man.
oh wait, you said Blueprint. My bad. My bad.
Blueprint 1.
I thought you meant volume 1, volume 2. My bad. Oh no, Blueprint's better.
So see,
Yeah,
bet,
Blueprint's
see?
better. Yeah,
I know my shit. Then I know my shit.
Blueprint's better. Yeah.
All right, so listen, man.
Wait, real quick, because on Boy Meets World, I talk about my brother, the middle brother. I talk about his friend committing suicide.
Oh yeah. You
So why that's fucked up is because he was 14 years old when he killed himself.
Wow.
And he killed himself because he gotten like a C or a D on his report card, and he was scared. His mother was so abusive and so controlling. He was scared to show his mother like the grades that he got, so he went home and he shot himself.
Damn.
And like I was 9 years old when I found him when that happened.
Wow.
They were in 8th grade, you know. So I remember my brother came home and said, "Yeah."
Do you know his background?
No, I
No?
don't. He was black, but I don't know. You know, that's so long ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought like, damn, like you scared of your own moms that you kill yourself. That's crazy. So
Yeah.
that's why, you know, that thought has been in my head since back then, and that's why I
Wow.
wanted to put that in there.
Wow, nah, that's crazy. All right, listen, man, Fly Guy, I'm not getting rid of you yet. We just wrapped up the album.
Yeah, masterpiece.
Masterpiece.
Streaming everywhere. Go get that.
Stream it everywhere.
Stream it everywhere.
I stream it on Tidal. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting y'all know I stream it on Tidal. You know what I mean? I appreciate this album, like I said, man. And to me, it is a masterpiece.
Thank you.
I didn't find no faults in it. The beats
Thank
was
you.
perfect.
Thank you.
The beats was perfect. Production was perfect. Lyrics was perfect to me because it was so much hard lines on there.
Mm-hmm.
Your cadence, your voice, you know what I mean? The way you project.
Right.
You know what I mean? I definitely appreciated all of that. Now, let's get into some foolery.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Let's get into some foolery before I get you out of here.
All right.
And by the way, again, man, Raw Money, that dude is ill, man. I just like both of y'all on the track together. Y'all need to do an EP.
I think I think we're gonna do something together.
6 songs, just 6 songs. Just do that for me. I'll listen to it all day. I just stream it all day on Tidal.
He got a pretty dope record out with Remy Ma right now too, called
word.
Pockets. Yeah, like the video premiered on BET Jams a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Like he's doing his thing.
It seemed like you work with a lot of people that, a lot of new people, a lot of up and coming people on this project. Because the last project you had a little bit more known people on there. Was that something you wanted to do? Was that conscious?
I mean, it's just people that I come across that who I just think are fucking dope, and I'm just like, yo, like, damn, let me work with the people who, when I know that they get heard, they're gonna blow. Like I know when I get heard, I'm a, you know what I'm saying, like that same type of thing. Like here, like, hey world, y'all should be listening to us,
right?
You know what I'm saying, like that was the approach on this project. That's why I work with those people. Yeah.
All right, cool, man. Masterpiece, pick that up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's get into some trending topics real quick.
All right.
Kanye, do you believe in a rebrand?
The rebrand? He's rebranded himself?
I mean, he going to Chicago. He's, rocking with Chance and Herbo and all of them. He's saying he's never leaving Chicago again.
I think that's a lie. But, you know, he's out of the sunken place, so he says.
So he says.
Hopefully he stays there.
So he says.
We'll see. I mean, time will tell.
Right.
Time will tell. So, yeah. Let's see what this new album, this Yandi album sound like.
Yeezus 2 pretty much. But,
right.
But I feel like he's always doing something when he's dropping music. I want him to not drop any music and just focus on the community.
Right.
Focus on, social issues or whatever that's going on.
But I don't think that's not the type of person he is, though. Like, I don't think he has that social awareness to really give a fuck about the community.
But we felt like he did back in the day. This is Mr. Jesus Walks.
Right.
Right.
I hear that, but like, what has he ever really done besides the whole George Bush doesn't care about black people thing? Like, what has he really done? Unless he's doing all that shit behind the scenes, who knows? And maybe he doesn't want the spotlight, shown on what he does, in the community and shit. But who knows? I
just think when Kanye was coming up, he highlighted or showed black people in a different light. Like, he was so creative in showing us. Mm-hmm. Right, and he was a melanin person that was, successful in that space.
That's before he got rich.
But then he got so he got rich, and then because he made Gold Digger by himself before he got rich. He pretty much made Gold Digger by himself. Right. So that's crazy. No. That's crazy.
We pray for him though.
We'll pray for you, Ye. We'll pray for you, Ye. Yo, matter of fact, I have another question for you, right? You being an artist turned DJ, right? But you spend majority of your time DJing.
Right.
How is people receiving you now, or other artists that usually come up to you and give you music?
Right.
How they treat you now that you saying, yo, listen to my tape, yo, listen to my joint?
I think they're surprised at the quality of it. You know, I think it's shocking that I'm actually good at it, that I'm actually saying something, and you know, because when I tell them, I just dropped the project, the initial reaction is always like, oh yeah, for real,
yeah,
you rap, you rapping now, oh, okay, you know, and that just shows that they are people who really don't know me that well, don't know my history, don't know my track record, you know, in the business, so you know, but it's cool because once they finally hear it, then they're like, oh, I get it,
I got you,
I get it.
They feel intimidated, like. Me? Some people, not you, because I told you come off like I'm the hottest shit ever. Like, you know what I mean? The other artists,
I don't think so.
Nah, because I
don't think I give off the vibe of. Well, first of all, I'll work pretty much with anyone that you know I'm willing to work. You know, with anybody really. I don't shy away from collaborating with people. So I think I've always been very approachable in all aspects in artist mode and DJ mode, and just being just a good human being, just a good person. I think people, they recognize that about me, and that's why they fuck with me, and I get the love that I do get. You know what I'm saying? So
let me get your thoughts on Eminem and MGK. Right? Well, Eminem, MGK, Joe Budden, since it's a triangle. You know what I mean? I
think it's great. It's another great moment in hip hop this year, like the Pusha T Drake shit. You know, like the Remy Ma and Cardi B shit. Wait, was it Cardi?
No, it was Remy and Remy dissing Nicki.
Nicki, yeah. You know,
Sheeta was the best diss song in the past 10 years. Okay.
Yeah. No, I think it's great for hip hop, man. Like I'm loving it, you know. And when I listened to MGK's joint the other day, Rap Devil, I was like, oh, wait a minute, he might have actually got M on this. I don't know. It's like,
see, that's how I feel as well. Yeah. People is like, yo, Eminem had more wordplay, more this,
right. But what Machine Gun Kelly was saying, I don't know, was just hitting in a different way. And it's kind of like with the Takeover Ether thing, when Jay dropped Takeover and they thought that Nas was over. You know, they were like, you know, his career's done, whatever. So, you know, I think when he dropped Ether, it surprised people at how, you know, impactful it was. I think that's the same shit that happened with Rap Devil.
Rap Devil.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Eminem song. I don't want it to come off like I don't like it, but I think MGK definitely got the better.
Like they're both good, but I think MGK kind of just, you know, went a little bit. It's like but he got him a little bit. I think.
Should Joe Budden respond?
Nah,
right.
I mean,
not until he give him a full track. To me, that's my opinion.
I would love to hear Joe Budden respond. Actually, I would love it. But you know, he's talking that retired shit. He's retired, so you know. But I don't know. I feel like he wants to. He wants to.
He just wants Eminem to give him a full song.
Yeah.
Right? Because he jumped out the window with Drake.
Right.
He gave Drake like a 7 clip. Like he gave Drake like 7 songs.
Right. No, I think it's gonna take more to actually get him to respond like that. So
especially in a space right now where he's controlling everything.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
In a way, right now, you can say Joe Budden has the people over Eminem in a way right now.
Yeah.
Yo, do you play your own music in the club?
I do now. I was. It's funny. I have this conversation with Mike Gardner all the time. He's like,
"Would you play Summer Nights?
Why you don't play your own shit, man?" I was playing Summer Nights in the summer.
Right.
You know. But I was a little hesitant, reluctant on the project.
Sorry to cut you off, but I could see you on a DJ set going crazy. There's Summer Nights in them. I can see you going crazy. Go ahead, my bad.
But with the projects on Genius Land, I didn't play. I really didn't play any records off there in the club, and I had records with Kent Jones and, you know, Jazzy, you know, Dope by Accident, and Tidra Moses. You know, I didn't really play anything on there because I didn't feel like it fit the rooms that I was DJing in. But with this record, I'm with Masterpiece. I'm like, oh no, it's a couple joints on here I'm playing, and then I have a side project that I'm doing with my man Third World Dawn, where we about to drop a smash called Bust It. That I play every chance I get, every night. I'm playing it tonight. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but at first it was like, nah, I don't want to, because I'm an artist, I'm sensitive about my shit, like Erykah Badu say. So you don't want to play your record and then you look in the crowd and you don't get the reaction that you want, So you're like, nah.
Yeah.
But now I've gotten out of that. And I'm like, now I don't give a fuck. You about to know, like, this is my music that you're listening to.
So Fly Guy, you're not a rapper, you're not a DJ, you're a performer, creative, influencer, entertainer.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
All in one.
All in one.
Leave us with something dope, right? Not the freestyle yet, because that's later.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's after this. That's after we wrap up this.
Okay.
But leave us with something dope, man, like some dope words, or you know what I mean? Something fly, man. Leave us with something fly, man.
I heard I was watching this documentary on Quincy Jones, and he started it off by saying, what he say? I gotta look it up because I don't want to fuck the quote up.
Yeah, let's get it right.
I don't want to fuck the quote up. Hold on.
And remember, you can stream Masterpiece everywhere. But I'd rather you go to Tidal.
So he said, "Be humble with your creativity and graceful with your success."
And with that being said, we out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out.